Jai Mahabir. Devdutt Pattanaik's My Hanuman chalisa is a treasure trove of mythological information that holds in its pages the wisdom of an entire civilization. Pattanaik takes each verse of the chalisa and unpacks it literally, metaphorically, and mythologically. Pattanaik uses his considerable imagination and vast resources of information to link the verse and Hanuman to other stories and other ideas across the vast and varied landscape of classical and contemporary Hinduism. Pattanaik presents his Hanuman Chalisa to us firmly anchored in the belief that within infinite myths lies an eternal truth. Who sees it all? Varuna has but 1,000 eyes, Indra 100, you and I only 2. Today I am sharing my Hanuman Chalisa by Devdutt Pattanaik. Doha 1. Establishing the Mind Temple. Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nijomanu Mukuru Sudhari Barnau Raghubar Bimal Josu Jo Dayoku Fal Chari. Having polished my mind mirror with the pollen dust of my Guru's feet, I bask in the unblemished glory of the Lord of the Raghu clan Ram, bestower of life's 4 fruits. Thus begins the Hanuman Chalisa, composed by Tulasidas 4 centuries ago in Awadhi, a dialect of Hindi spoken in the Gangetic plains around the cities of Awadh or Ayodhya and Kashi or Varanasi. Chalisa means a poem of 40 verses. Chalis means 40 in Hindi. Hanuman Chalisa, however, has 43 verses. The main 40 verses are chaupai or quatrains, verses with 4 short rhythmic segments. Framing these are 3 dohas or couplets, verses with 2 long rhythmic segments, 2 at the beginning and 1 at the end, which serve as the entry and exit points into the mind temple that is created by the Chalisa. Hindus have always believed that a temple can be created in the mind using words and verses, just as brick, wood, and stone can be used to construct a temple in the material world. The psychological world exists parallel to the physical world. These are the 2 worlds inhabited by all living creatures, Jiva in Sanskrit, according to Hindu scriptures. Only the non-living Ajiva exists solely in the physical world. In Hinduism, mind and matter are seen as interdependent, and their complementary nature was expressed using many words such as Dehi Deha, Atma Sharira, Purusha Prakriti, Shiva Shakti. The value placed on the psychological world is the reason why sacred Hindu writings are full of symbols and metaphors. The literal is for those who cannot handle the psychological and prefer to see the physical as real. This yearning for the literal is indicative of insecurity, for the insecure mind finds it easier to control matter, which is measurable, than the mind which is not. The verse refers to the mind as a mirror that reflects the world. We think we engage with the real world, when in fact we engage with the world reflected in the mind mirror. A dirty mirror will distort our view of the world, so we need to clean it. The cleansing agent is the dust of the Guru's feet, who is so realized that the dust of his feet has the potency of pollen, saroj. Our dirty mind mirror is contrasted against the pure, Vimala glory of Ram, who offers the 4 fruits, Palachari, that come from God, that nourish human existence, Dharma, social order, Artha, wealth and power, Kama, pleasure, and Moksha, freedom from material burdens. Is there a relationship between the pollen of the Guru's feet and the fruit bestowed by God? There could be. The mind, which is a mirror, Mukura, can also be seen as a flower, Mukula. Similar sounding words when we think about it. Is that deliberate device used by the poet? We can surely speculate. By the use of pollen flower fruit metaphors, a connection is established between the Guru's wisdom, a clean human mind, and the glory of the divine, which together will give us what we desire. Having sought the blessings of the Guru and invoked God and polished the mind mirror, it is time to declare the intention behind this enterprise we are embarking upon. It is time for the Sankalpa. Doha 2. Statement of Desire. बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौं पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहिं हरहु कलेश विकार. Ever that I lack intelligence, I recollect the son of the wind god Hanuman. He will surely grant me strength, intelligence, knowledge, and take away all problems and afflictions. Sankalpa is the statement of purpose that marks the beginning of any Hindu ritual. We clarify who we are and why we are doing what we are doing. This verse is the Sankalpa that we are invoking Hanuman, identified here as the son Kumara of the wind god Pavana, to get what we want but don't have, and to rid ourselves of what we have but don't want. Thus, the seed of desire is planted with the hope of germination and fructification. Perhaps the poet wants Hanuman to take care of him as Hanuman was taken care of by his divine father, the wind god Vayu, which is why he is addressing Hanuman using his father's name. We identify ourselves as lacking intelligence, buddhi. In colloquial language, the one without buddhi is buddhu, a fool, and one with buddhi is either the intelligent, buddhiman, or the awakened one, Buddha. The Buddha is a title that was given to a prince who lived 2005 years ago after he came to the conclusion that where there is life, there is desire and hence suffering. Suffering ends when we realize that nothing is permanent, neither the world nor our sense of self. The ultimate aim is oblivion, nirvana of the self, which exists by imagining the world is real and permanent. The Buddha propagated this idea of Dhamma, which is Pali for Dharma, by establishing monastic orders, the Sangha. By contrast, Hinduism is life-affirming. Desire, kama, is accepted as the force that creates the world, with destiny, karma, as the counterforce that limits the satisfaction of desires. If one wants to give purpose to life, then one must enjoy desire and accept destiny without being addicted to either and realizing there is more to life than satisfaction and suffering, desire and destiny. This can only happen when we have buddhi, complemented with strength, bala and knowledge, vidya, which is what this chaupai refers to. Strength without intelligence makes us dim-witted tools in the hands of others. Intelligence without strength, on the other hand, means we can never realize our dreams. For strength means a body that has stamina, a mind that has patience, and a life with access to resources and agency. Knowledge without intelligence prevents us from being worldly. Intelligence without knowledge makes us narrow-minded, short-sighted frogs in a well. Knowledge is infinite. It has no boundaries, and in Hinduism, God is the personification of that infinite knowledge. Everyone has access only to a slice, bhaga, of reality. The one who knows all slices is God, Bhagavan. In the information age, as we move towards gathering data about everyone and everything, it is easy to assume we are moving towards infinite knowledge, hence Godhood, through computers and databases. However, this data being gathered is material, not psychological. What is being measured is stimulus and its behavioral response. What is being manipulated by technology is behavior alone, not thoughts and emotions. What information is not being gathered is how the mind perceives and processes sensory stimuli. Science today is so focused on the material. that it assumes measurable input, stimulus, and measurable output, behavioral response, is indicative of thought and emotion, and dismisses arguments to the contrary. Reality is seen as what we do, measurable, not what we feel, not measurable. At best, doing is seen as an indicator of feeling. At worst, doing is seen as relevant while feeling is considered of no consequence. When the West speaks of an intelligent quotient or an emotional index, it derives all understanding of the mind from measuring behavior. Measurement limits science. This distinguishes the modern discourse and disconnects it with traditional Indian wisdom, where measurement is seen as establishing a delusion, maya, of certainty. The obsession with quotients and indices, hence mathematics, reveals the desire to control, regulate, manipulate human behavior. Control in Hinduism is an indicator of fear. The intelligent seek control. The strong have the resilience to handle the lack of control, and the knowledgeable know the futility of control. Hence, we ask Hanuman for strength as well as knowledge along with intelligence. We also ask Hanuman to solve our problems that bother our mind, klesha, and problems that bother our body, vikara. Colloquially, klesha simply means a problem of any kind, but in Sanskrit, klesha refers to the psychological root of all problems such as lust, kama, anger, krodha, pride, mada, obsession, raga, revulsion, dvesha, jealousy, matcharya that exist within us or in those around us. In the Bhagavad Gita, these kleshas are identified as vikara, making the two words synonyms. In Ayurveda, vikaras refer to diseases arising from the imbalance of the humors, doshas. Hanuman is being evoked to restore balance and harmony in our mind and in our body, within us as well as around us. Note that everything that is being sought from Hanuman involves the mind and body. We want him to give us strength, intelligence, and knowledge. We are not asking for fortune or success. With a healthy mind, we know we can cope with all of life's vagaries and find happiness always. This doha marks the end of the introduction. Having paid obeisance to the Guru and God, having made our statement of intent, we plunge into the main chalisa composed of 40 chaupais.